Welcome to the Grit Podcast.
Welcome to the Grit Podcast, the podcast that motivates and encourages you to become the real man you're destined to be. Broadcasting live in the rugged Northwest, just east of the trailblazing city of Portland. So let's get locked and loaded, because it's time to get gritty with it. Here's your host and lead grit man, Jamie Worley.
All right, welcome to the Grit Podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Worley. I'm right here with my co-host, Josh Hawks, and we have a very special guest for you today with Caleb Hawks, Josh's son. How are you doing, buddy? Glad you're here.
All right, kind of got sucked into the wormhole, I guess.
You did, yeah. Come on
Come
in. Have a
Come
seat.
sit down.
Try these headphones on.
I thought he was joking until it actually happens.
Don't worry, we get everybody with it, don't we, Josh?
Yep.
It's not hard.
Thank you to Mike for starting that whole process.
I know. Well, today we're going to be talking about something very specific. We're all alive. We're all living. Yes, we know. The present is a gift. Present, gift. Get it? I already made that joke in the pre-conversation, but it was funnier then probably. But we're talking about the present, living in the present. We're all living in the present, but what we tend to do from time to time is we have a tendency to live in the past. We're going to talk about the downfalls of living in the past. Now, I know for a fact that I have spent a lot of time in my life living in the past, off past successes, off past failures, and it creates a mindset for today. The things that I've succeeded at in the past, well, today's a new day. You can't bank on those successes in the past. You can't even rely on those things that happened in the past that were failures. You can't bank on those either. Standing on either success or past success or past failures is a disaster for distraction and doom. I don't know about you, but I've lived in my past on both of those waves. The goods, the bads, and the uglies. Let's first talk about the danger of what is the danger of living on past successes. That's a twist, because when you think about living in the past, most people think of that in a negative way. What are some of the, what do you think about people who, you ever seen these old school guys? And what it is they were really good ball players back in 1940. And they're at the bar with their Letterman jacket on, you know what I mean? Or they hang out at the high school parties. You seen these guys? The guys are long graduated. They go back to all the high school parties to try to find some sort of relevance.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
What is the problem with? But they were very successful. They did great. I knew a couple pro ball players back in Oklahoma. They played pro football. They came home and they thought that would carry them the rest of their lives, so they stopped trying.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Oof.
They were successful.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they were successful after that. Like, once you're going back and you're trying to live in the past, like we were saying, you're stunting your growth and or you're not growing at all. Because if you're just reliving one moment, you're not opening other opportunities to grow and or change. So.
Yeah. Well, you remember, you may be too young to remember this, but you ever seen Married with Children? You ever seen that show Married with Children with Al Bundy?
Yep.
He was a great high school football player, all state, and he did all these things. He still has his jersey and stuff, and he rides that wave, and it takes him nowhere. What's the problem with, you can be proud of past success, but when it's the source of your identity, you know what I mean?
You can't use it as who you are forever. I mean,
right.
Yes, you achieve something.
Yeah.
You have to keep striving to achieve more.
Yeah.
Or keep achieving, or you just.
Why do people do that? Why do they bank on that past success? And they just ride that wave of things that they used to do. I look at it kind of like a bank account. Let's say you made a bunch of money at one point, and over time, you didn't go to work anymore. You didn't have any more major successes. What are you doing every day that you're banking on that? You are spending a little bit out of that account, and before long, that success, nobody cares about it anymore.
Well, maybe that's.
And you become destitute.
Are you spending that emotional capital? Are you
Oh,
you
yeah.
save that stuff up, all whatever it is, and then now you're just taking from that emotional capital and you're just slowly dropping yourself down into a.
Or they're not confident to be able to. They don't believe themselves to be able to go and succeed again.
Yeah.
They think, oh, that was it. That was the top. That was the best job I could have ever done. but then they just kind of teeter off.
They
Yeah,
don't
they're
know
like
where
they
their next-
maxed
They can't.
out.
They
don't
can't
know.
go and better themselves.
They're not looking up any
And
farther.
or succeed again in what they did.
Yeah. It's really sad because when that happens and you see these guys that are living on their success, over time, that success and the shininess of it, the new car smell wears off, and all of a sudden nobody cares about what you did 25 years ago. And when nobody cares, you begin to care less. You've been spending money, so to speak, out of that whole idea of your past success, and now that the account has run low, you don't know who you are anymore because that's not relevant anymore, and neither are you.
You allowed yourself to become irrelevant.
Yeah,
You watched yourself go to becoming irrelevant
yeah,
instead of striving to be more.
yeah. Have you heard of these pro athletes? They make a ton of money and they end up homeless or broke. And it's like, dude, how did you end up broke? You had a $30 million
job, and then now you're down nothing.
I can't, like, I don't know. I'm not judging. I'm just saying maybe we'd do the same thing. No, we wouldn't do the same thing. I'm an estate planner,
I don't
and
think
you are
everybody
too.
would. I wouldn't say that.
We know better.
You got to look at things. Well, everybody has to look at things differently. Anyone can in any position. I don't care if you're doing what we're doing or what anybody does in life. You can
Yeah,
hit
that's
a
true.
point where you just allow yourself. You can't hit
Yeah.
that roadblock of life.
How do we enjoy success, past success, without living in it?
Well, I mean, reflecting on things is different
Yeah.
than, let's say, living in it. Like,
Yeah.
I could say, oh, I went here, I've done this, or I've accomplished this. Great things, but that's not who I am.
Right.
You know, I don't allow those things that I've done to be who I am. I allow,
Yeah.
you know, you have to be looking
Yeah.
at those things. Wouldn't you say? I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know.
just
You've done some cool
learning
stuff in your
from
life,
them,
but
just moving on.
are those things
Yeah.
who you are? Or
Well, it's
are
not
you-
like when you're doing a sport. Like say you're doing parkour and you learn to do a backflip. It's not like
Yeah.
you're gonna just stay doing backflips your entire life. You're gonna
Yeah.
move to the next move that's even cooler than that, or
you walk
harder
out
than
of
that.
you walk out of parkour. Yep. Did the backflip.
I'm retiring.
I'm
yeah,
done.
yeah, you can't do
I'm
that.
done. Kids, back in 19, I did a backflip there at that parkour, and
Yeah,
they
but
just live off that. It's
Yeah, but what
terrible.
about music stars that hit the charts? Boom, hit a chart. And
One
then
hit
it's like,
wonders.
and they're gone.
Yeah,
Same thing, I guess.
I guess so. Yeah, I
But
don't
do
know.
they reflect back on it and go, "That's who they are," or did they move on?
Yeah.
You hear about some that get careers and start businesses and do all these other things and become very successful in other aspects of life. I mean, they didn't allow that little music career to
Yeah.
be who they are. They
Yeah.
moved on, advanced, and took on other things.
Yeah, like you look at people like, do you remember Joey Fatone? He was in a boy band, and he didn't do anything for years. He kind of got out of shape and that kind of a thing. But then he woke up and he reinvented himself, and now he's on Impractical Jokers. He's doing some things, other shows. I think that it's easy when you taste. It's like being successful with money, and you've made money. It's like being successful with money. You get a taste, and it's easy to sit back on your laurels because you've got a bunch of money in the bank account all of a sudden because you've made some successes. And it's easy to lay back and not want to work any harder because, look, hey, I got money in the bank right now. I don't have to work so hard today because I was successful big time yesterday. And that comes back to bite you. I actually have experience in that, unfortunately, where I made a good amount of money and I thought, wow, I don't have to work as hard anymore. I made a bunch of money. Why would I work so hard? Why would I? I don't have to. I'm financially secure. Why would I work harder? Here's another one that you both know. Josh, you and I both know a guy who went up to Alaska gold mining, and he was up there for a while. He's very successful. Guy should probably have his own show at some point, Discovery. I hope you're really paying attention here. And he may or may not be in this room. I don't know.
Might
but
be.
he could very easily look back. He could very easily look back and say, you know what? I went to Alaska. I was successful. I got some gold, got a really good bonus or whatever the case, whatever it was. And you know what? Man, I have just reached the pinnacle of my life. I could ride this wave the rest of my life. That would be, I would say, very dangerous for that young guy. I'm not saying his name's Caleb. I'm just saying that there's a guy that may or may not be in this room. Could
Yeah.
be. Yeah, in this economy, right?
30
But-
seconds in this economy.
But man, you did good up there. Why in the world would you come home and work? Why don't you just sit on the money that you made and?
Would that be
That's
learning?
like that's the money that it made. The long-term goal. That's just a sliver of what I need to complete the long-term goal.
So wait, so you have goals beyond this?
Oh yeah, this wasn't even a goal. This was kind of just a, hey, you want to do this? Oh, sure, I guess it'd be fun. And then I actually ended up doing it, but yeah.
Yeah, so he could very easily do that, couldn't he? But you know why he won't? And because you're his dad, you know why he won't. He has character. He has goals. He already said the G word.
Yeah.
The G word is gold. That's the G spot for men.
Goals are gold.
Goal is the G spot for men.
Oh, for goodness.
It is. It is.
Oh,
Ask anybody.
Goodness.
Hey, you find a man.
Oh man.
I didn't mean that in a sexual way.
Not just say that.
It's a play on words. Listen,
everything is with you,
Caleb. Let me talk to Caleb.
No comment.
It's a play on. It's
play on words.
It's a play on words.
Sure, everything is.
The most pleasurable thing for a man. No.
Hey, listen. Today's video is now rated at a level that may be exceeding some viewers.
We're gonna upload it to YouTube.
Good.
Made for kids.
Yeah,
made for
No,
kids.
YouTube would keep this because you're sexualizing kids, or you're sexualizing stuff in general, and
Okay.
they like that because.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, I'm going to just
they
say
might.
That's how you go to.
stay on
That's how you
path.
get to.
Let's stand back.
degeneration.
So today's episode is about living in the past. Let's
Well,
not live in the past, or should you? Experiencing the past, remembering the past. You need to remember.
Finding your G spot.
Oh, for goodness sakes! I'm trying to keep us on track here, people.
No. That's not bad. I mean, the G spot in it, the most gratifying thing to a guy, I don't know about you, but for me, is to make goals and accomplish goals. When I actually make a goal, I work hard, I accomplish it, it feels fantastic. That is my G spot. I'll tell you what, a guy without goals, you can't play the game of life without goals. Think about it. Can you imagine trying to play basketball without any goals?
But
there's a
literally
plan
have it,
to
but-
that.
Okay, so
What's that?
There's a plan to that though, because if you have goals, you need a plan to get to those goals. Because if you just have goals, you can just sit there and, man, one day I wish I could just run this 10K or whatever. But then if you're just sitting at home all day, you're never going to complete that goal. Whereas if you plan to go run every day, then eventually you can complete that goal.
Right. And have you ever done that? You ever made
Not
a goal?
10K. Well,
And
made a goal and then completed it?
Yeah, and you made a plan. You went
I'd
out.
say so, yeah.
Yeah, you did it in parkour, right?
It wasn't
No.
really a goal. I just went and did it. But
You just went and did it, but there was a progression to your
Yeah.
success,
Oh, yeah.
right? Yeah. And so when you get through that progression, you make the goal, you go through the progression, you actually accomplish what you're doing, then it's fantastic. It's the greatest feeling in the world. As men, we are built to succeed. We are built to succeed, and most men don't because of the word that you brought up, the G word. We don't call it the G spot anymore because you guys are all triggered now. Okay.
Whatever. Trigger.
The G word is the difference between somebody who lives in their past and somebody who's living in the present. And for their future are guys who have, number one, character, and number two, they have thought enough to make goals for themselves so that they had a path to success. And without that, you're going to ride the wave of the past until it's empty. Then you won't know who you are, and you will all of a sudden either need to reinvent yourself or go to get some major counseling. Hopefully from this podcast. We're available, by the way, $100 an hour. We have experts.
If we can keep on track.
We have experts right here on hand who can help you. So the second part of that was living in the past, living on past success. What about guys who live in their past failures? They live on the failures of their past. The past failures define them every single day, and they live with it now we live with pain every single day. Okay, past mistakes. We've all made past mistakes. We all have current pain from our past mistakes. That's just normal. But there's a difference between regret and living in your regret. What's the downside of living in your past failures?
Would you say that's like continuing to follow through with those failures, like staying at that level? Or would
Yeah,
you say that like like allowing it to keep you and hold you in a negative situation?
Yeah, that's a
the rest
great
of your life?
question. So, give you an example. I know a guy who is divorced, and he's not remarried, and it debilitates him. He will not talk to another woman because he's afraid of failing at marriage again. It grips him every single day he wakes up. He feels less because he's the one who screwed up the marriage. In all transparency, yep, it was his fault. The whole thing was his fault. Okay? He wakes up every day and he just can't seem to believe in himself anymore. He is so afraid of failure once again because of his failures of the past. And he lives in that failure, and his life is going nowhere and has gone nowhere for years.
That's tough.
He lives
That's
in
tough. I can't even.
That's when you have to complete. We're going
Small.
back to the G words. Yeah, you got to complete little missions or goals that will slowly build your confidence up one step at a time. Even though, just take it like one win a day.
Yeah.
Like if you can win a day, then you win another day, then another day, and another day, then you win a week, then you win another week, and then eventually you're winning years, and then eventually you're winning your life. So
That's
if
good.
you can constantly just better yourself, no matter if it's we'll go just basic, like one push-up a day.
Yeah.
And you're doing 10 push-ups, and then now throughout your lifetime you can do 100 push-ups just sitting there. But
Yeah. And you focused on something right there. You brought it up again. The youngest guy in the room is bringing up answers for both of these problems. You brought, what are those? Those are goals. You have the goal to do 10 push-ups.
Yep.
Then you wake up the next day and you're like, you know what? I could probably squeeze out 2 more. You know what? In about a week or so, I could probably squeeze out 15. You know,
Consistency.
and
But
or
you have to be
consistency
consistent.
or drive. Like
Or
you have to have the
build-
drive to be better, and or
Do you want to sit there at that point for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
Or do you want to actually rise above it?
Yeah.
the
If you
pain
can.
of changing will be less than just sitting there, just eating the terribleness of your
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. Yeah. But they're so used to it, though. They're so used to the taste of the terribleness of their life. It's like going to the landfill. You ever been to the landfill?
Yep.
It smells great, doesn't it? It smells
Oh.
terrible.
Yes.
But here's the thing. After about 15 minutes at the landfill,
Don't
you
even
don't
notice
smell it anymore.
Nope.
And these guys, they live in their past failures. They don't smell the stink of their failures anymore.
Well, that's why you gotta have people to drive them.
Oh,
And you gotta have
there
that
we
one
go.
person that'll just kind of
Mhm.
poke, and
Yeah.
they're like, man, maybe I gotta think things a little differently. Like
That's him.
that guy and
This guy
No,
is-
I hate to say sadly, but like I think I've kind of
Am I wrong?
it's either
It's
came up
him.
to him and went to me too because I do that to my
Friend
friend group, and
Yeah.
I'm sure a bunch of them don't like it, but at the same time, I'm sure it's better for them, and it's the brutal truth. So
Yeah, I know, right? This guy is the pebble in my shoe. He's the pebble in my shoe
The
constantly.
Lego on the floor.
that won't go
Oh
away.
gosh. Oh gosh.
I'd
He,
say-
he's the Lego tower somebody shoved in my sandals. This guy.
Hey,
Now everybody
God,
needs one though.
I wonder who
Everybody
could've made him
needs
a
one.
co-host.
You can't sit there. I mean, if everyone wants to continue to be the same person every day, day in and day out, you just go ahead and live life by yourself then, and you just
Yeah,
sit there
I
and you
guess
keep. You don't know where your boundaries in life are. You don't know if you're succeeding. You don't know if you're failing. You don't know where you stand. If you just continue to fly through life on your own, all by yourself, whether it be a spouse or a friend or whatever, if you just keep traveling down that road and never have those people to go bump and keep you back on, you know, like, okay, hold on, no, dude, I'm a rock star. I can sit down with a guitar and play songs that no one else could even understand. They're so good.
Yeah.
No, I can't even play the guitar. But you got to have those people that can and that go, bump, dude, no,
Yeah.
you suck. You don't even play. Don't even talk like that.
Yeah,
So you-
100%.
So you have to have that boundary, that curb, those people that are willing to keep bumping you forward and moving you
Yeah.
on. But I mean, or you just sit there and like you're living in the past. You're just living that same Groundhog Day over and over and over again,
Yeah.
thinking you're getting better, but it's the same day. You're making the same mistakes. You're having
Yeah.
the same exact successes that are maybe mediocre or
Yeah.
could be better, but you just think that they're top tier.
Yeah, and along with that, exactly what you're saying, this Groundhog Day, they begin to live in this sea of self-pity. And everybody drowns in the sea of self-pity. Nobody survives the sea of self-pity. You will eventually sink and you will eventually die on the inside if that's all you're focused on. You're just treading water. And I don't care who you are, you can only tread water for so long. You just can't do it. But Caleb brought up a really good point again, is that goals, but goals take focus. If you can have all the goals in the world, you can have a plan, you can have a path. But the reason why a lot of guys who not only have goals and they know how to get from A to Z, they know the path, they know everything they need to do, why don't they accomplish it? One, it's probably a desire problem, exactly what you were saying. Some guys just have no desire to do anything more because they are so afraid of failing. But let's just say a guy does have desire, at least he has desire and he's got it all mapped out. The biggest problem for him is going to be distraction.
But does fear become comfort?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Everything
Because
that you decide to experience on a regular basis, that you get, anything that you
You
tolerate
become numb
can
to
be.
to the pain.
Yeah. What is it you say? If you tolerate it, you approve it, or if you
Oh.
tolerate it, you used to say it.
I
I don't know. Back when you were smarter,
Yeah.
he said you condone what you tolerate, or something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
It's
What-
escaping me right now.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right.
A lot of things escape me.
I know.
Okay.
So that's pretty much the thing with living in the past is the only way to shake out of that, in my opinion, is to do what we do. You get with a group of guys of grit. You start a grit group wherever you are. If you want help doing that, reach out to us. We'll tell you how to do it. You start a men of grit group, and you guys band together. You share with each other. You share your struggles. You share your strengths. You connect with each other. Because nobody can do it alone. You can only go so far on your own. We need one another.
Oh, amen.
And so that's really what this podcast is really all about, is that we can motivate and encourage you guys out there to be the men you're called to be. I mean, I'm working on it. I'm not the man I'm called to be yet. I'm trying.
Well,
I'm
we're all trying. Nobody's
we're all in
perfect. None of
process.
us are perfect.
Exactly.
We all strive to what we think our successes are. We just keep pushing forward. But it's like, unless you have other people that are standing around you that are willing to keep you either driving forward or pushing.
Yeah. Well,
that's where your goals might change. Like how where it's like, okay, in the end, I want all this cool stuff and blah, blah, blah. But then when we're sitting there and you're talking with the family, it's like, okay, well, if you have this great amount of wealth, why would you spend it on things that are eventually going to disappear?
mm-hmm.
Why not build something else, like a ginormous family or whatever, and grow that way that can last generations and a lifetime then.
Build a
Or
business.
longer than a lifetime.
Yeah.
Don't build just like buying something, buy a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Or I can take the same money and create generational wealth with it. Which one is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly right. It's exactly right. Well, here's the thing. Don't live on your past successes. Don't live on your past failures. Today is the only thing that you've got. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Tomorrow, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Is today a present?
Today is a present because it's a gift.
Today is the present.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining the Grit Podcast. Hey, get out of yesterday. There's a whole future ahead of you. Everything is ahead of you. You've got this, okay? Live in the present. Keep your eyes focused on the future without neglecting the present. Like Caleb said, make your goals. Don't get distracted. Go for it. You've got this. Kick fear to the side. Fear has no place. You know what fear actually stands for? F-E-A-R. Do you know what it stands for? False evidence appearing real. Come on, be a man.
Or face everything and run.
Face everything and run. That's your son.
That's very good.
This is your son.
Dude, that's what fear stands for.
Face everything and run?
Yeah.
Like
You're
run
fearful,
away?
if you're fearful, you're going to face everything and then just run.
Oh, you're not telling people to run away.
No. That's what you're doing if you're
Caleb,
fearing
I thought-
something.
I thought you were telling people to run away.
No.
Run away from the challenges.
Well, usually.
Is that your answer?
Most people, if they're fearful of something, they'd run away. But
What? But no.
But
then
face
if
everything
you're-
and run
but then
at
if
it.
you're
That's
built
not
different, then
gritty.
you just run at it.
That's not gritty.
Oh, he wants to run at it. Run at your fear.
All right, we got to go, guys. We're going to have a talk with Caleb and get him straight, and maybe we'll have him
Falling
back
off the
on.
cliff.
This is exactly what not to become. That guy over there. I'm just
Whatever.
kidding. Nah, thanks, Caleb, for joining us. I hope you come back. You gonna hang out with us some more? You gonna do
I'd
this
probably
again?
end up sitting in the back and then, just come sit down again.
Yeah, we'll get you in. All right, hey, all right. We'll see you next time right here on The Grit.